Hello, and welcome back to another episode of CLIPCast. My name is JP, and we have with us Maria Abreu, Constanza Cruz, and Inês Juárez.
This was a very tough episode to start recording.
Yeah, we've been struggling for like 30 minutes trying to start the recording.
So if we are extra weird today, you know why. So today's topic is about pop culture and how it is different in a lot of places in the world and how media is important.
Yeah, we're basically going to be talking about like our references, like childhood shows we watched, music, books, places, things. So tell me.
Everything.
Let's start at like childhood and then move up. So when you
we're going to go off on so many tangents. Prepare.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the point. So when you guys were very young, like I feel like
because we're all so old.
What you classify as very young?
Like 5.
Yeah. That's when I moved to Poland.
Cool. Okay. Like what TV channels did you guys watch? Like did you have a specific TV channel that you
Disney
watched?
Channel. My brother hated every bit of it because he's 5 years older than me. And he was over that phase, and I just started. And
I'm 10 years old. I'm too cool to watch.
I'm too
Disney
cool
Channel.
for Disney. I didn't let it go for a while.
Classic 10-year-old boy. What about you guys?
I'd say Disney Channel was also the main one for me.
What about you,
might have watched from others as well, but it was like specific shows. Like,
Did you guys watch Panda?
I did.
I didn't. I think my brother did. I didn't though. Not much.
Panda was so good when I was.
I did. It was one of my. It was one of my main ones.
It was good.
I went to this Panda. Do you know Comic-Con? It was like a
festival.
Me
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
It was like a Panda festival, and they had this really big trampoline. Where like you know those big trampolines where you get strapped on and then you fly up like 20 meters. It was so fun.
Oh, for me, the one I went to, they had like those insufláveis where there's like a race one, you know, like for 2 people. Yeah. I went to one of those.
Those were so dangerous. Like kids would just run through them and like fly.
So many things made for kids should not be made for kids.
Yeah.
They are
murder
machines.
I think you go through the works and you get hurt and then you come out stronger. I think.
Yes, especially because some children like are literally fearless. They do not know the meaning of fear until they have like
that's
been
not
scared
a great thing
for the first time.
It means that they're very susceptible to death.
We're all susceptible to death.
Well, yes, they're very unaware that they are susceptible to death.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I was one of those children, so I can really like.
I think we were all one of those children.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are some like children that are very like frightened of everything.
Well, yeah, but that's they're
I remember
outliers.
When I was little, I used to love like going around the furniture. So like I'd go to the sofa and then I'd go to the cabinet and then I'd go to the table. I make these like courses that I like try. I love doing that.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I always ran everywhere. So I was like constantly running. And my mom even told me that I started running before I was even 1 year old. I was just running around the whole house.
Oh, that is terrifying.
Like this miniature toddler just running, like sprinting through the house.
Oh God.
I did that a lot.
I
also climbed things. Like I once
my
climbed,
sister did that.
Like I think I was 1 year old.
How are you alive?
I climbed this like 2-meter cabinet thing. I got up and I sat at the top because there were like shelves, so I used the shelves to climb up. And then I sat at the top and I couldn't get down, so I started crying. And my mom.
It's like a cat.
Classic.
So you were a cat.
I was a cat when I was a toddler. Yes, I also
That's great.
Sat like somehow I don't know how this even happened, but I managed to open a window. I lived on the 5th floor, and I sat on the edge of the window with my legs hanging out.
JP.
And I was just
very bad.
Like I don't remember this, but my mom told me that like she walked into my room, and I was just sitting on the window with my legs hanging out, and like she got so scared and she had to like sneak up behind me not to scare me.
How are you not tied to your chair?
Sneaked up behind me and like grabbed me before I could fall.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love how she had to sneak
That's terrifying for parents.
She knew you're crazy enough.
No, like of course she has, because it's very easy. Like if you're on an edge and someone makes a noise behind you, you jump and you fall. It's like she had to be careful.
For sure, yeah. You know, have to watch out for
classic one-year-old situation. So yes, parents out there, make sure to not leave your children with openable windows because.
Yeah, like lock your windows, parents, if that's a possibility.
I think it is. I think every parent is very worried about
this.
I really hope so.
I didn't like climb stuff as a kid like you did, but I was a very clumsy kid. I think I'm still a klutz. Yeah. So like I broke a lot of stuff.
Bones or objects?
Objects.
Good. Good. Better.
No, actually, I did break my foot when I was already a little older than that. But like when I was very still young, like when I lived back in an apartment, we had like this glass table in the living room. I tripped and like my head like went like a gash like against like the corner of the table. Yes, so it's great being clumsy.
Oh my God, Maria, you have no idea. Like
are you
by the age of 10. I had cracked my skull 5 times.
5 times?
Because, as I said, I was
Why am I not surprised?
I was a very running around, jumping everywhere, climbing everything child. And I recall that the first time was I was jumping on the couch in the living room, and I jumped off of the couch and went headfirst into a glass coffee table.
Glass coffee tables, see, they're a danger to kids.
They're dangerous.
How is your skull still intact?
Another one is I think I was riding my bicycle outside and there was an open there's those wood things. You have the window and then you have the wood blinds like in those old houses.
Oh yeah.
I was driving by the side of the house and the wood blind was open and I somehow didn't notice and I went headfirst into the wood blind. There you go, another one.
Wood blinds.
It's like the ones that open out like a little. They're very old. They're very old. Like you don't see them anymore.
Ooh.
There's just a lot of situations where I hit my head. One time, me and my brother were passing around this big gym ball. You know those gym balls?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was medicine balls.
I was like 6, and we were passing the ball. And my brother's much older than me, so he had more strength. And he threw it really hard.
No!
I got hit with the ball, and I flew back and hit my head on the radiator.
Once something similar happened to me, like you know, like when you hold hands with someone and like you're going around.
That's so fun.
No, I was young. My sister was also older than me, and she's stronger than me. Even though like we don't have like, and we were going around and around, and I like let go of me, and I just flew, and like my head went against a shelf, and like I passed out.
That's amazing. I used to pass out so much when I was a kid because I would have these tantrums where I'd cry so much that I'd stop breathing and I'd just pass out. I would just
like the most terrifying child to have.
No,
how many heart attacks did you give your parents?
Oh, another time I cracked my skull was it was at Clip. This one was at Clip. So, you have the entrance to Clip, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where you have the little stone stairs and it goes into the session. So if you go down and to the left and to the right, you have those stairwells that go down into the garage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh no.
So you know how they have these metal gates?
Yes.
Okay, so when I was a kid, we were waiting for something and I was playing around with the metal gate, and I managed to get it open somehow. I was very short. My head was below the top of the gate, so I was very tiny. And I opened the gate. I just slammed it open, so the gate went. Hit the wall, bounced back, and went into my face. And the metal, it was the gate's made of metal blades, kind of. So it hit me here, and it gave me a Harry Potter scar at the top of my forehead.
That's actually cartoon material, cartoon
material. Maria is having the most fun I've ever seen her have.
My parents are very good parents, by the way. I was just very, very
I believe
crazy.
you. We've met you.
We believe.
I'm just very
wow.
On the edge
besides your skull, have you ever broken anything else?
I didn't break my skull. It was a very small
If you broke your skull, you'd be dead.
It was
I know. But you know what I mean.
Pontus, I had to get pontus for all. Yeah. I've broken my 2 thumbs and my left wrist. So my right thumb was just thumbs. I just broke my
How do you break your thumbs, JP?
They're not that hard to break. I was like a goalkeeper.
It's not that hard to break.
one of the kids scored really hard, and instead of it hitting my palm, I was too slow and it hit my thumb, so the thumb broke. And I didn't notice it broke till the end of the day, and I went through the day with it hurting so much, and like it started swelling, and then I realized it was broken.
I broke my right wrist twice. One was very recently.
Twice.
It was on the second lesson, second day of school.
How?
PE happened.
Of course.
I'm just, my hands are stupid, and so are my feet. So I fall stupidly, like I trip over my own foot, and then I stop myself from breaking my skull, and I break my wrist. Twice.
It's better your wrist than your skull.
So I went to the nurse 3 times, and only then I went to the hospital because, after 6 hours is when you should go to the hospital, not the first one.
Yeah.
Going back to the theme that we presented in the beginning of this.
I'd say broken bones are a good theme.
Sure, but not this one. I remember because you said starting when you were 5, like what things did you watch when you were 5? So when I was 5, I moved to Poland, and the thing about Polish TV is they dub everything, but terribly. And I don't mean all of Poland, of course, just the shows I watched. Because, especially when you were at the dentist, because they had a TV.
What?
They had a TV, and that is the only thing you could watch because you didn't have a phone when you were 5, and you just looked at it, and it was, you could tell it was horribly dubbed because it was English. You could hear the end of sentences or the beginning of sentences in English.
But
they didn't bother to take it out, and then over it was the same guy in monotone speaking for all of the people. It could be 17 people talking. He was all of them. Not one tone changed.
Oh my god. What I noticed is a lot of Portuguese shows were also dubbed. I never noticed the English.
For sure.
But they're like all kids shows are dubbed.
All
like,
of
almost
the Disney.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like now, the other day I turned on just to see the show that would appear, and I was like, okay, let's see how it is, like what I should watch. And I can't watch it because I just see their mouths moving in English and then Portuguese.
I never noticed.
That's my favorite thing.
Like I don't know how
it's so bad
at the time, but now that I know the language, like
Thing is, when I was younger and I watched cartoons, it was before Cartoon Network started dubbing their cartoons in Portuguese. Everything was in English.
Oh.
In English, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, everything was the original good stuff. And then my transition from cartoons, when I stopped watching cartoons on TV, was when they started dubbing it. It ruined it. The dubbing is so bad. It is. I have never once seen good dubbing in a real life show. In a cartoon, sometimes, but most of the times the dubbing is just so bad.
No, but I remember when you mentioned Cartoon Network. When I first started watching Cartoon Network too, I remember like it was all in English, And then when it suddenly became Portuguese, I was really confused. Like, why did this?
Why did you do this?
It's just so
it just seems like all of them is just like enthusiastic, like automated voice at all times.
So
it's just the voice actors are just so annoying.
And don't you agree? Like Portuguese voice actors, like nothing against them. You're doing your job, great.
Oh God.
But sometimes the voices sound so annoying.
They sound similar.
Like
for cartoons, they always speak
for cartoons, exactly, and it's so annoying.
All of them.
It's for children, like it catches their attention more. But
when you're talking to dogs, and you just go 20 pitches above what you normally speak. Children are very like dogs. I have.
And then when you watch it back, you're like, how did I ever watch this?
Except dogs are better. I'm kidding. Don't kill me. I'm sorry.
Okay. What about movies?
I will say this. If you disagree, you are wrong. Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon is the best Disney, maybe not the best Disney movies, but they're masterpieces.
What about
How to Train Your Dragon isn't Disney.
What about
it's DreamWorks.
Lilo and Stitch was a great movie, but what about the show that went on?
This show was amazing.
This show
was amazing.
Yeah.
But by the way, Constanza, How to Train Your Dragon is DreamWorks, not Disney.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
True. But they're amazing. They're my childhood. That and
Oh yeah, they are
Lilo
great.
and
I
Stitch,
agree.
Like series.
How to
I
Train Your
remember.
Dragon was okay.
Put that sentence back in your mouth.
What do you mean? Okay, it's great.
You can say. No, like for the Lilo and Stitch series, I remember every time it would come on, I'd enjoy that episode, but I could never follow along because I just watched like one episode and then another, like completely random one afterwards.
Oh,
I was
for
like,
sure,
I can't
every
get it,
time.
I don't get it.
Like
But
there
I
were
still
so
liked
many.
it, and that's the weird part. Like,
Yeah,
I still liked
when-
it.
Like, did you guys like also like because like there were so many series that were made based off like movie like there was Lilo and Stitch. There was a Timon and Pumbaa series from
Yeah,
like the
I
Lion
love
King.
that.
In
So
Nickelodeon, there was like the Madagascar Penguin series of them in the zoo
Oh,
after the
yeah,
Madagascar came out. Like there were all like these like series for like these characters, and it was so cool.
it really was.
Yeah.
Those were really cool.
Something like that first started teaching me all the American pop culture. First of all, you get that in movies. Hollywood has all the American pop culture, but like
Yeah.
Simpsons and Family Guy.
The
is-
Simpsons. My family
I
never
watched
really
that since I was really
watches Family Guy, and we don't really watch The Simpsons either. But in those, once in a blue moon, we do, and those are really
Yeah.
cool.
Simpsons
Yeah.
more friendly. Family Guy's a bit more like
A lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
But
great
they're
though.
very good. They're very good. Yeah.
What are like also specific examples of cartoons you used to watch?
Ooh, Phineas and Ferb for sure.
Phineas
Ferb,
and
Ferb.
iconic.
Tom and Jerry.
One that
Tom and Jerry. Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah. One that's a bit earlier than Phineas and Ferb was Lazy Town.
Oh,
Lazy
that's not a
Town.
cartoon.
Lazy Town.
But that Lazy Town was amazing.
Don't think
It
it
was
love
amazing.
You don't know Lazy Town?
Wait, what was it?
With like
Lilo
Spartacus
Lisa.
It was
and
the,
Villain Liz.
Lazy, does that
Like the
Villain
girl with the
Liz?
pink hair.
We are number one. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I did watch that.
You know,
Yes.
if he ate sugar, he'd like faint because
Yes.
it's teaching kids to be healthy.
Yeah, and the apple would give him all the energy.
literally.
About that, did you guys ever watch Popeye when you were really young? It's really old.
I
watched it when
did.
was very
Yes.
young.
Popeye was
I watched
so
it.
good.
It was good.
So
It
good.
It's so cool.
Like,
he just
the-
like popped
well,
a can of spinach. in
The
his
can
mouth.
of spinach.
But, like, you mean like the movie, right?
No,
Yeah, the
there was
movie.
a cartoon and a movie. There was, I think.
I don't think I watched a cartoon.
Oh,
I think I just
I only
the
watched
movie.
the movie, but it was
Yeah,
really
I
cool.
probably watched the movie. I don't remember. I was very young.
It was so good. I
too.
loved it.
Yeah.
I never watched Popeye, but I watched these like really old hand drawn Mickey Mouse.
Oh, those,
like,
yeah.
Like barely any speaking, just music. Those were amazing.
Those were good.
They're so
pretty
great. I love those.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
those. I love.
Cool. There was a
What else I
movie.
got?
I mean, I like Shrek. And
Oh, sure.
That's great.
Mhm.
Shrek.
I also. Do you know Monsters Inc. The first one?
Yes,
Yeah.
my dog
Yes.
is named after a
I-
character. in
Yes,
Monsters.
yes.
I love
I
it.
rewatched that movie like 20 times, and I knew every line
Me
by
too.
heart. So like, my
Yeah.
mom told me that
Oh,
she'd
that's
go
great.
into the toy room where I'd be watching the movie, and I would be watching the movie and just saying all the lines as I
Oh
watched.
my god!
That's amazing. The Monsters
That's
Inc.
kind
is
of.
really cool.
Imagine you just look at a child just sat in front of a TV, just like that's kind of
Slightly
creepy. Just like
scary, but cute.
just saying every line.
Just
Like,
monotone.
but that's really
Hello.
no. But those are some great movies, and like
Yeah.
like sometimes like what happens when they make more movies, like the others are like worse. But I
JP,
feel like with Monsters Inc. They're all really good.
JP, what did you just do?
I showed the
Tell me
CLIPCast
I
plug.
didn't see what. Okay, good.
Did you think it was a dab? No.
Yes,
no.
I did. I
I was
and
showing the CLIPCast.
I was very worried because oh my god.
I'm not. Don't worry.
Did any of you watch Adventure Time?
Oh
I
yeah.
watched a little bit. My
Do you know,
brother
I have a
watched
really
Yeah.
funny story. So like, when I was a kid and like we'd go to like we didn't have internet in our house,
it.
and Adventure Time wasn't really on the main channel, so I couldn't watch it in Algarve. We didn't have like a box there, so we could only watch the first channels. So what I did was I had my mom's laptop, and I had the mobile data on a phone. So I was like pretty young when I did this, but I turned on the hotspot. I connected the laptop to the hotspot, and I proceeded to download like a whole season of Adventure Time. And I watched. I was so happy because I got to watch it. Yay! I get to watch my favorite
Yeah.
like show at the time. And then
It's just-
like a few days later, I checked the messages for the cost of the mobile data, and it was like 50 euros.
Oh my god.
Or like, sorry, not 50, but like 20 euros. It was like 20 euros, something like that.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And it
god.
Because I just downloaded like a whole like 2 seasons of Adventure Time.
I love how they allow you to do that many.
No,
It's yes, take all of it. Give us all your money.
Yes, they don't stop you. They just warn you.
They're like, are you sure? Okay.
Go
I
ahead.
actually started watching Cartoon Network in Algarve because the place I went to, like in the hotel, like the only like TV channel they had like for kids was Cartoon Network,
Oh, cool.
and that's kind of how
Oh, cool.
it started.
I love that that's your response.
Cartoon Network was really good. I think it was Cartoon Network that, or was it that Nickelodeon that had SpongeBob? SpongeBob was the best.
SpongeBob was great.
Nickelodeon.
SpongeBob still is great.
I think like out of all the shows that I watched when I was a kid that I still like a lot now, it's SpongeBob and Adventure Time.
SpongeBob is great for a bunch of ages. Because they make a ton of jokes that you don't get when you're little. And then you're like, oh, this is so much better.
It's so much better when you're old. The thing is that like all these shows that we watched when we were kids, if you go to like a children's channel now, okay, some of them are good.
It's so bad.
Some of them that are so weird.
It's so bad.
They look like they were made like it's just like bright colors, and it's like these annoying songs that go over and over and over again, and it has no storyline, it has no jokes. It's just
yay.
Don't you agree that now they're a lot more babyish? Like,
Yes.
like before we had like cartoons with like there was plots, like we're saying there was like
and there was some
monsters and battles and like
Yes.
people getting hurt and monsters. There was this show, like no one knows this show, but when I was younger, I loved this show called Huntic. No one has ever heard of it.
I don't know
It's
what
so
that
sad.
is.
But it was so good. It was so good. And there was like monsters and battles, and like I was scared of like some of the monsters appeared because they were terrifying.
Yeah.
And like nowadays, like you were saying, everything's like so babyish. Like it's
It might also
so
be
bad.
because, I mean, they probably seemed babyish to teenagers when we were watching them.
no, but it's kind of like everything. It's like
different,
kind of like what JP was saying. It's like bright
Yeah,
colors and
I
like
agree
animals who
with you.
talk and like patrol dogs and
Yeah.
it's like all the
That
same
seems like
stuff
a very
now.
specific jab.
I know it was the first thing that came to mind.
I mean, this was before Netflix. I don't know if you and Constance and Inez, if you
Before
experienced like
Netflix, the end.
did you get that transition from cartoons to shows? What channels did you use? I watched a lot of Fox and Fox Life and
I still watch a lot
Yeah.
of Fox Live.
yeah.
Yeah, Fox, Sashi's in.
I don't watch that TV anymore. I just watch Netflix.
Oh, me neither.
Oh,
Right now,
No.
like we don't use our box. We just use Netflix
Yeah.
and YouTube. And
Oh, we only use our box to watch news. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I
That's us.
follow a bunch of shows. Like me and my mom especially, we watch a lot of medical shows.
Oh yeah.
Like Grey's Anatomy and whatever. But apart from that, it's mainly Netflix and YouTube.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
You
like
guys
we made
wa-
a transition from
Yeah.
from like cartoons to like more adultish cartoons.
Yeah, more adult.
Normal, and then
cartoons.
Netflix.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gravity
These are some like
Falls.
pretty like obscure cartoons, like Maria said. Like,
Mhm.
did anyone ever watch something the Cowardly Dog? It was like this dog, and he lived
Yes,
in a house with two old
yes,
people. Yeah.
yes. Something
It
the
was
Cowardly
so-
Dog. What was his
It
name?
was. I don't know, but
Describe
it was
it.
so good.
What was
It was like
about?
it was like a pink dog with like big teeth, and he had like a hole in his teeth. And there was an old man and an old lady, and they lived in this house. And it was like a scary show because like he was a cowardly dog, so spooky things would happen, and he would freak out. And that was the
I don't
whole-
think I ever did.
It had such a good plot, and
That
it was
one
a
I
really
don't know.
scary show. Did you guys see Adventures of Flapjack and something? Flapjack and something.
Have you guys
I
seen
don't know.
Gravity Falls?
Oh
Yes,
Gravity
Gravity
that was
Falls
so
was
good.
Yes.
That was
Did
good.
did you see the end?
I didn't.
Yes.
I'll tell you
No,
what.
I never
My
caught
brother
it.
did.
I did.
But
Wait.
it was like, I don't remember what it was, but it was something like I couldn't watch it at the time he could. Or maybe I was uninterested or something. I don't remember.
You should watch it. It's good. You should watch everything from the start and finish.
Yeah,
it's a good-
because he was really intrigued with all of them.
It's
like
a
he'd
very
say
good
all the
show.
all the theories he had, and I'm like, I'm watching this show.
Oh yeah.
I think I
it's-
have one of the books, like
Really.
I
like
never got,
cool
one of
Oh.
yeah.
I saw one of them at a store at some point, like one of the books from Gravity Falls, and I freaked out because it was the first time I saw one. My
Yeah.
brother's like, yeah, and I was like, what do you mean, yeah? You're looking at this? Have you seen this? It's real.
What about shows? Did you guys watch How I Met Your Mother?
No.
No, Friends?
Yes. How I Met Your Mother, I did start it. It was just a couple years ago. But
I've seen
never finished
episodes of both of those.
What about, I feel like everyone's watched this, NCIS?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys
Which
say,
versions?
Not
you
all
guys
of it.
say the one.
I watched the NCIS and the Los Angeles one.
Yeah, I really like the Los Angeles one. What about the
I watched more
Hawaii
Los
one?
Angeles.
Did you guys watch Hawaii
Yes,
Special Forces?
yes.
Was that it?
Hawaii Special
Oh,
Forces.
yeah.
No.
But I watched more
I don't
the Los Angeles NCIS than the Hawaii.
You guys
Those
say
are so
I sound like one of the actors in NCIS when I speak Portuguese. For some
you
reason.
do. You sound like the girl in the bar.
Vanilla Flies. But you guys say that all the time. Every time I speak Portuguese to you, you're like, oh my god.
We could talk for hours about these things.
Absolutely.
There's just so much to it. Alright, so I think we've reached the end of the episode. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you all later. Bye bye.